Let's get to work. Information and ideas about choosing a career path and landing the job you want. Presented by Tracy Cunningham and Jay McKay.
People can always say, oh, I don't care, really, I'll do anything. But I'll bet you, Keith, a week into your new job that you don't really like, you're not going to want to wake up and say, oh, I'm so excited to go to my dream job. So when people are thinking about going to work, they really should think about things that they're interested in. And Donna, I'll bet that you were really interested in dogs. And Jillian, you must have realized that you've got really great skill sets in something. And so when you get those jobs or internships, which help us get ready for jobs, you know, getting up and going to work is probably a little more exciting. Do you agree?
I'm interested in being an actor, and so it's acting adjacent that wise, and I'm able to focus on it.
All right, excellent, excellent.
Right.
Jay, next. So often when we talk about work, right, work gives you the paycheck. And so with a paycheck, you know, you're working at a job that you really like, then you get a paycheck, and then other wonderful things can happen. We can always make plans, right, for things to happen that are wonderful while we're looking for a job, right? We learned all about that in the ISP this morning. But when you have a job and you've got good things going on, you can think about other things like vacations, maybe meeting the love of your life. You could meet your love of your life at work, or you could meet the love of your life on a bus. Who knows, right? But you're getting yourself out there.
I know, right? Who knows?
Living in your own apartment or your own home. That could be a goal for lots of people. If you get a paycheck, you start saving your money, and then you can start to pay for everything in your house. Getting a new computer or an iPad, there's a lot going on. I think we've heard the word COVID a million times today already. But with COVID, things changed, right? And everything started being like this. Meetings were like this, conferences were like this, you know, looking for jobs became like this. And so for people who don't have a computer or an iPad, there's ways that we can help you get those. And if anybody here doesn't have that, which doesn't look like since you're already on a virtual, but anybody that you come across, and Keith, in your role, anybody that you know of that is looking for an iPad or a computer, we can help them with that. Because it's important to look for work so you could do virtual interviews or informational interviews and things like that. Moving into an SLA, we have lots of people who live in group residences or group homes as they're called, and maybe they want to move into something a little more family-like. Not that the group homes aren't like a family, but an SLA is like living with a roommate or a housemate and a family. It's SLA, it's supported living arrangements, that's called. We heard earlier about self-directs. The conference here was talking about people doing self-directed service. That means I'm the boss, I'm in charge. I hire my staff and I buy what I want with my authorization. Maybe people want to go back to school. I heard someone speaking today about taking classes. That's a great thing for people who want to go back to school and learn something different. It could be CCRI or one of the community college classes, or maybe a trade school to learn a certain skill for work, classes like that. Driver's license. Talk about freedom. If you have a driver's license, you can get in your car and off you go. He's shaking his head. That could be something, right? Yeah. All right, Jay, next one.
All right, so this is our friend Michael. We met Michael. He basically has his dream job of working at the zoo. He was cleaning a couple hours a week over at Avatar, but he wanted something more. And so he went off and went to a job fair and got a job. So we're gonna show you his video. I'm gonna go to the next slide. And we can tell you, Michael can tell you his own story through a YouTube video that we did a couple of weeks ago. And in the photos with Michael is Tracy, who is his supervisor. She's down, I'm going down the lower left photo, and she's the first one on the left. That's Tracy, which is his support supervisor, natural support, and also refers to as a friend. Next to her is Michael, who is his SLA provider and also a job coach. Michael is in the middle, who's the one who works at the zoo. Next to him is Erica, who's his job developer from Avatar. And then on the other end is Dave, who is his supervisor. He's the boss at Roger Williams Zoo for him. So we're going to go back and show you video after we finish going through the slides about employment.
So for those of you who are in different breakout sessions, you might have heard some of these things, but there's a few ways that you can direct your supports. So you might be going and accessing supports from a provider or a provider service agency. You might have heard those terms. And those would be people that support you maybe with your residential setting, if you're living in a residential setting like a group home, or a support if you're in your own apartment. They also provide community-based day services like day support, so you can go out and enjoy your social recreational type of activities. And there's also providers that help with employment. We also have some providers that only help people with employment, and that means help you find a job and keep your job. So who uses a support provider here?
I think I do, but I'm unsure.
You do, only because I know your story. So so you're on a project, right? So that's a provider agency. And then maybe the rest of you do self-directed, and you hire your own staff to do the things that you want to do. So there's two ways that this can work. Even if you're a self-directed person and you hire your own staff to support you to do the things that you want, you might find that you want to have somebody who's got really good skills at helping people find jobs. And if that's the case, you could just buy employment services. Okay? Jay, next one. And then if you have any questions about anything, about residential, about day and community supports, about employment, you can always call your social caseworker. Does everybody know who their social caseworker is? Just raise your hand if you do. All right, Keith, you do. Carrie, I can't tell. Carrie, do you know who your social worker is? Jill, do you? No. Donna, do you know who would support you?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do. So Jill, if you don't know, I'm glad to find out for you. We can share my contact later. And that's the person that works here at the department. And their job is to really help you coordinate your services. It's not the provider. They're here, they work at Buddha, and they can help you. If you call and say, I'm curious about whatever that question is, they can help you learn who the providers are, if that's what you want. If you want to change and become self-directed, they can point you in the right direction there. If you're looking for a job and you want someone to help you with that, they can give you the names of all those providers or services that you can use. So those are important people here at Buddha. Next one. So there's a bunch of things that the department helps to support and tries to give as much information as possible. We just got a brand new updated website. So there's some things that still need to go on there, but we'd really encourage you guys to start to use that as a resource. And so some of the things that you'll see there, and these are pictures of flyers that Jay's added here, but some of the things you'll see there are about there's another organization called ORS. That's the Office of Rehab Services. And some of you might be affiliated or, get services from them also. And they are employment only type services. And they and Buddha partner together in a lot of things. And some of the other things that we have is there's a self-employment class. Donna, did you participate in that by any chance? Or did you just start your own dog business, collars, bandanas, and clothes?
I just start my own business.
Nice. Okay, well, if you are not quite the entrepreneur that you are now and you really needed some help and support with doing that, this is a class that's offered. It's through RIDDC. It's also funded by the Department of Labor, which is probably a place you might have heard of. There's a retail CVS training program that's going on, and that program helps people who are interested in being in customer service, working at stores like CVS and Walgreens, or like Targets or Walmarts, or any place that you would interact with customers. That's a training program. And because of COVID, the Adult Project Search program is not happening currently, but we are trying to get that back in action for adults. Currently, there are 2 others, maybe 3 others that are happening. It's called Project Search, and that's happening with the kiddos that are still in school. Next one, Jay. So some of you might have heard of the PSEP program, and it's a really long name, so we called it PSEP, but it stands for Person-Centered, which is what everything we're doing is about. Supported Employment, which is really supporting people with employment. Performance Program. And this is the third version of this. Jillian, you might know a little bit about this program.
I'm currently in it.
I know. So we have a representative in the house. So the PSEP program is focusing on customized employment. And I know it's like a lot of words, but supported employment is support, right? Who are you? What are you about? How can I help you get a job? Customized employment's a little more involved, and it really is about getting to understand and learn all about ourselves. Who am I? What am I good at? What do I hate? What do I love? What do I want to do? Where can I contribute my skills to an employer, and matching that? So there's a lot of time spent with the customized employment staff to get to know one another. There's a lot of time really figuring out what's in your community, what can you do, small businesses, large businesses, really understanding whereabouts you are and who you might want to be talking to. And what we find is when people are matched up with people that are, we call them like-minded, have the same interests, and you connect with those people, you start talking about things, and through conversations, the doors start to open. Jill, might I use the example of you who spent a lot of time working with somebody, and your expertise was really shining through, and people knew, because you had a common interest in things, that you were really good at editing and video making and things like that. And so there was an invitation, if you will, for Jillian to come and be an intern to really get to know what this business is about and see if that might be a good fit for her, and she could learn some more, potentially work there, or take that skill set, put that on your resume, and take it somewhere else. And so customized employment's about really finding out about yourself, maybe joining some memberships, going out in your community, and really getting involved with all kinds of things, right? Next one. These are the 4 different projects that are doing the PSEP program. There's partners. So there's a bunch of groups of people working together. But the 4 leads are Looking Upwards, Perspectives, 7 Hills, and Working. And these flyers are going to be on the website as well. So you can look this up. Again, I feel like I'm doing a commercial. This will all be posted on the website of Advocacy.
Nice commercial.
You like that, Keith? So make sure these all get up there. Okay, next one, Jay. Benefits counseling. So for people who are getting ready to go to work, or internships like Jillian, and somebody like Donna who has her own business, sometimes we worry about our benefits. So folks get SSI or SSDI, or maybe both. And so when you're getting those benefits and you go to work, that check starts to move a little bit. It makes people a little bit nervous. So we offer benefits counseling so that someone can talk to you privately about how much money your checks are, your SSI or DI, and then when you earn money, what that's going to do and what it's going to look like. And so this is intended to be very private and very individualized for you. So I would invite Jillian, if you haven't had one yet, and Donna, you might want to think about getting this now. Carrie, you might have already had one. I don't know. Keith, maybe you already had one as well. But this is something that you can get before you start to work so that you're aware, and once you start working. Jay? Okay, so Jay and I like to have fun. This is what we told everybody. So this is Jay and I at a picnic, a summer picnic 2 years ago. But this is really no joke. We are here to help you guys and anybody that you know. And being in the leadership groups, you're probably talking to people all the time. And so when people come to you as a leader and say, hey, I'm really having a hard time, I don't know who to talk to, I need some help and guidance, you guys can know that Jay and I are here really to help push people in the right directions to find those dream jobs, or make sure everything is going well for your jobs. All right. We're going to show you the video about Mike, and then after that we can have some questions if you want.
Oops, went too far. All right, let's see if this will work.
Turn up your volume, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
With Michael to interview you about your job at the Roger Williams Zoo. All right, there's my big mouth asking the questions, but we don't see it, Jay.
You have shared video and
Okay.
Happy birthday? Yeah.
Let's try this again.
We have a couple of questions if that's okay with you.
All right, I apologize. I'm going to go out of this and go into my other.
Okay, here we go.
Michael, to interview you about your job at the Roger Williams Zoo.
Good job.
How's it going today at the zoo?
Good.
Good. We hear that yesterday was your birthday.
Yeah, they do.
Did you work on your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a couple of questions if that's okay with you. All right. How about what's your favorite animal at the zoo?
Tiger.
Tiger. Do you get to work near the tiger's cage? No, not really. You get to just drive by once in a while? That's great. How about work? How many days a week do you work?
12 to 5.
12 to 5 every day? Tuesday through Saturday. All right. Do you think this is a good place to be? Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 5? I bet. Job fair?
And then that's how they, and then they run this, he said, oh, she's still here, I'll do it.
I'm sorry, Dave, you met Dave, and he said,
He said, and they, yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So did you have experience before? No? So Dave, let's talk to you a little bit. So you meet this great guy.
Yeah.
And at a job fair, he comes prepared to look for work. And, like, what made you think, okay, I'm gonna
Experience before. So we took that, we went over that a little bit, what he was experienced with, and this is actually a great fit for what we're doing.
And so lots of times, everybody, when people get a new job, they start out with a job coach. But I don't think that happens.
I had been for
Like 2 days.
Yeah, it was really 2 days, I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
2 days.
Hey, so somebody came, helped you a little bit for 2 days, and then they faded. Nice words, perfect, word those.
Faded right out.
And then these guys are just your coworkers and your boss, and that's it. So Tracy, tell us a little bit about like what your role is.
Well, I helped him to get established for ropes. I made a list of things for him to do. He's very time oriented, so I made sure to put times when he needs to get things done. And he's very good at following it. He's very good at keeping our parking lots clean and free of litter, which not everyone in our department is good at doing. So I'm very thankful for it. He helps with the trash pickup, the bathrooms and the offices. So he does a really good job now that I helped him to learn how to get on a schedule.
So if you have a question during 12 to 5 shift, what do you do? What do you do with your, with your paycheck?
I usually catch that at the bank. And I have a account that you know all my money in. Like I buy new shoes and I get a haircut.
And
Yeah.
what else did you buy? The keep cool?
Yeah, the fan,
Okay, and what else?
an AC,
Yeah,
conditioner.
all right.
Yeah.
All the stuff we need, right?
a haircut.
The
And
haircut.
he also put money on what? Where are we going in April?
Disney.
Nice.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
gotta
so
go on
you
this, yeah.
save, you spend, a little bit of everything.
And I said to him when he moved in, let's do Friday as a fun day. You will do anything you want. So we go out to restaurants, we go bowling at night to the laser bowling. So he does certain things and he goes home to his dad on Saturdays from here. They drop him off at his dad's and I pick him up on Sundays.
From my dad's giving me a Saturday.
You get family time, you get fun time, you get work time. You gotta, sounds like, I was gonna say, nice, life
Nice.
balance, man.
And he gets to see his friends at CDP before he comes here. He goes CP at 9 o'clock, and then his bus will pick him up or they'll drop him off around by 12. So he gets that time to interact with his friends who are at Avatar. So he gets a mix of everything.
Take the bus to work, take the public bus, the RIPTA, or the ride,
I think right.
ride, excellent.
But it is Tuesday, like bringing it up.
Because I go that way.
He's independent.
He's
Yeah,
independent.
sounds good.
He has
Never
his key. No, and if I'm always at the house, but I said if I'm ever late or whatever, you have a key. This is your home.
Yeah.
Also, so he could like I'm okay with that too. When I don't have to be there right Toki on his back. He's very independent and he's trustworthy. Like I know he'll be okay on his own for a while.
Well, it sounds like he think very highly of you. It is my pleasure. Do you want to introduce your team? Well, it's a pleasure to meet all you guys.
Thank you.
so
Pleasure.
much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we thought it would be good to show you that video of Mike, which I think is a little bit hard to hear, but really his story is he was a young man who was doing a little bit of cleaning and he really didn't like it. And people were like, yeah, he's not really motivated to work. And he's like, yeah, I don't really like this. And they were still talking about work. And somebody said, well, where do you want to work? He's like, I want to work at the zoo. And then there was a job fair at the zoo. Now, does he want to work with the tigers? A little bit, yeah. Is he? No. But the fact of the matter is he's in an environment that he loves. The reason he's sitting on the tractor is because that's another thing that he's absolutely over the moon about. And the department he works for uses a lot of machinery and tractors and big guy things. So he's in a place in space that he really, really likes. He's got the skill sets to do the cleaning. So the guy, Dave, met him at the job fair and hired him on the spot. He wound up meeting the job coach years ago for this other job he had, and they really just hit it off. They're really good pals, and they decided to become roommates. And he takes the ride and he goes wherever it is he wants to go. And he's got money in his pocket, so he's going to Disney. He's going to Disney for the second time because the first time he went, it rained for 10 days, we found out. So he's going back. But this goes back to that slide about what do you do with your money, right? You can do all these great and fun things. And so I know that we don't have a lot of time together, and I hope that some of that was informative for you and you got some information. And if you have questions, is there anything anybody wants to touch base on?
Yeah. That didn't help.
Hi, Megan.
Hi.
What's your question? Or what's your comment?
I was trying to get into the right session.
Oh, I know. I heard that we had a lot of people that weren't in the right spot. We're sorry. We missed you.
Yeah.
Well, it was recorded, so you can be able to watch it later on.
Yeah, Megan, it'd be on the website. So
Do you have any
all
questions
the
about work?
presentations.
I'm still waiting to find out about, I actually just called my boss this afternoon. I'm still waiting to go to the West Florida Senior Center for the summer, and then I'm still waiting to see about CCRI too.
To get back to work, because I know you're a worker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so CCRI, and what was the other one?
The West Florida Senior Center in West Warwick.
So you got to see if we can get back in there and things are opening up and getting the public back in. So
Yeah, because I've been on for such a year.
yeah,
Over a year already.
wow, that's a long time, especially if you like your jobs. Do you like your jobs?
Yes, I do. I just don't want to be home.
Yeah, it's time to get back, right?
Yes, I can't stand being home anymore.
Well, great. I'm glad that you're calling and checking in. So they know you're a dedicated worker. They know you're excited about getting back, and then they can give you that answer about getting back.
Because at this point, I kind of at this point too, they don't do anything for me.
Who doesn't do anything for you?
At this point.
Okay, well, then feel free to give them a call or give your social worker a call and have a conversation. If there's some help that Jay or I could provide for you, we're happy to help as well. That's a little bit about what we were sharing is we want to make sure people know who their social workers are. Their providers are there to help and support them. And we talked a little bit about finding work and keeping work, but you're a worker bee who's ready to get back. So
yes, absolutely. But I can't be at employment all the whole long time. Instead of run out in September.
Oh, hey, Donna and Jillian, your jobs, are you both working from home?
I am, yes. But also I could take it with me if I wanted to go on, I could technically work on vacation if I wanted to.
Oh, wow.
Like if I wanted to go out of state with my family, I could still do my work, but
That's great. Get a little bit of both. Donna, how about you? Do you work from home with your business? You're muted.
Yes, I done.
Yeah, I work from home and I can do the dog collars when I'm camping, so I had to bring that with me.
You guys are killing it. You take your work
Yeah.
with you if you want.
Work
All
on the
right.
road. Jeez.
Hey, Donna, do you have a website you want to share? I happen to have 2 dogs, big ones.
I don't have a website now, but lately I've been posting it on my Facebook when I make them.
Okay, well, great. So you might want to check out that class. That class helps people get websites and business cards and um, lots of different things. So if it's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out.
They can help put together a business plan. They have small grants to be able to help promote your business. They do advertising, marketing skills with you.
Yeah.
What's the name of the class?
It's the RIDDC Entrepreneurs class. It's with Sue Babin, and you can contact your social caseworker to get some information, or if you want, you can contact me directly and I'll send you a flyer. They should be setting up for another class shortly.
Okay.
Do you have an email address?
Yeah, I do.
Do you mind sharing it in the chat and we can email it to you?
Okay.
Okay, if you don't mind, that would be great. We can send it to you today.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
All right, anybody else have any questions? Carrie, you're awful quiet.
Do a lot of listening. Yeah, so I mean, back to what I was saying before, I think it's really pinpoint what that person's like particular skill is and bringing that like unique skill to the table.
Yeah. So it's really matching up those skill sets you have and the interest that you have with what's out there. So, you know, there's a lot of networking that needs to happen. I know, Carrie, you've been looking for something for some time. Have you reached out to anything at the DLT? I think Skills for Rhode Island was something. Did you ever follow suit?
Before, but nothing really exactly happened with that. Yeah.
All right, and you talk to your social caseworker quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Are you still, is anybody here affiliated with ORS or want to be?
So I'm part of ORS. I'm part of the Services for the Blind unit of ORS. So, but it's still part of the same organization.
Right, right. We want to make sure we're getting you in the right
I
direction.
was part of it in high school. They didn't really help me at all in high school, but I was like, I had like there was reasons why they couldn't help. They couldn't find a job for me because I couldn't stand for any period of time.
Okay. Well, those are things that as leaders who are part of the Advocates in Action Leadership program and projects, you might meet young adults who are looking for support. And we want to make sure we can push them in the right directions, right? So we want to encourage really good transition for kiddos who are still in school, so they have those work experiences. So when they come out of high school, they're prepared to go to work. So Jillian, you said that wasn't so favorable for you, but we really want to work on that too. We want to make sure that when people come out of high school that they either have the skill sets or they're kind of going in the right direction and they know where they can go for the help and support that they need, which is really important. All right, anybody with anything else? Kind of a quiet group, but I hope you had at least a little bit of a good time for the middle of your afternoon. Yeah. Tomorrow, there's some more things going on, and we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. All right, we can go back into the big room and see what's going on in there.
When you leave, there's a blue leave button, but when you click on it, the 2 more buttons, just click on the blue button.
Wait, don't you need to do the raffle winner?
And Michelle didn't text me that.
I don't know what that is. I thought raffles were tomorrow because we sent
No, we've been doing
raffle as
every
well,
session.
Oh.
Yeah, it's every session.
Didn't
We
know
had
that.
one this morning for the opening as well.
Sorry, guys, no one told us about the raffle. I think that's the president's job.
Wow, Keith, you just got thrown under the bus.
Thank you, Tracy.
My pleasure. No one's thrown under the bus.
We do like to have fun.
Yeah. Are you checking it out to see?
Yeah.
Hey, anything else anybody wants to talk about while we're here? What did you think of the video at the zoo?
I never watched the video.
I know, I'm sorry. You'll be able to see it later when the recording.
Yeah, all the presentations, Megan, will be on the website
All right, good.
and the PowerPoints as well.
I'll watch that later on when I go home.
I liked it, but the captions need some work. I don't know if you can edit the captions.
I think it goes off voice,
Yeah, it
doesn't
was
it?
automatic, the captions that I was able to select from. It was from YouTube, courtesy of YouTube. So, yeah.
I said, what do you want to do? Something about going to Tokyo. And I was like,
Is it Disney Tokyo?
could be.
Michelle hasn't texted yet.
No worries.
Well, I think it was also confusing because people got messed up. People didn't come to the conference that signed up for the session.
Well, that's okay. I think we'll try again tomorrow for some more raffles. All right, everyone. It
We're
was really
always
nice.
having raffles.
Yeah, good. I sent in a picture, a really bad picture of me for tomorrow's raffle. A COVID hairdressing fiasco.
Oh, you
That
sent in
other
for the
lady was talking about her hair, and I was like, oh
COVID
my
hair?
God.
Yeah, well, that's easy for you people who have hair. I'm not going to be able to send in a photo.
Well, people's hair got, really, really long and really, really gray, and all kinds of things were happening to people, right?
I never end up sending anything
He's
in.
looking it up now.
You know what?
I
Keith,
never
what's
sent
happening?
in for the raffle.
Yeah, Michelle's getting back to me shortly.
But I know I didn't send anything in for the raffle at all, Keith.
You don't have a crazy COVID picture?
No.
That's okay. You can just send one tomorrow. If you...
So that, Keith? How should I do that tomorrow?
Yeah, Michelle just texted me the winner. And
Drum roll, please.
Jillian won.
Jillian, woo!
Yeah.
Congratulations, winner.
Thank you. Donna, I got your email address off of the chat, so I will send that information out to you.
Okay.
All right, everybody. It was nice seeing
All right,
you and
great.
meeting you.
Thank
We'll
you
see
so
you in the
much.
big room.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Visit our website to download a copy of the materials used during this session and view additional resources about this important topic at www.advocatesinaction.org/2021 conference.